So we all know Assassin's Creed Red is set to come out later this year, and while I kinda shrugged off the series after playing Mirage because Ubisoft seemed like they were gonna go back to what I think is the worst type of Assassin's Creed games, I didn't want to give in just yet. So what is the future of Assassin's Creed? Well, we know after the 15th anniversary video from a little while ago that we were going to get Assassin's Creed Red, codename Hexy, which sounds kind of cool, and Assassin's Creed Infinity. But before we get into that, let's talk a little about Ubisoft. Other than the very well-known shitty workplace misconduct, there's management issues along with staffing issues, games getting rushed left and right, and you can see it already with Skull and Bones. A little while ago, I got a chance to play the Skull and Bones closed beta, and what I saw wasn't all that great, kind of boring, but I didn't want to be too judgmental. It was a beta, and I did skip out on the open beta, didn't have time for it, and now that the game is out, I seen it was $70, and I said, fuck that, let me check out what people were saying, and check out some videos on it, and for what I've seen, it's the same as the beta. Damn near. It was boring, not worth no $70. I don't think it's worth much of anything. It was clearly rushed. I feel bad for the devs with all the mismanagement. They didn't know what direction to go, and at the last minute, they were just sick of waiting and rushed it. Which is crazy to say since this game has been in development for 10 years, and they spent like $200 million on it or something crazy like that. So at this point, let's be honest, that's kind of why it's probably $70, but with how people are already looking at this game, it's more than likely this game won't even break even. So to be honest, I am a little worried about Assassin's Creed, and it makes me wonder if its time has passed. I mean, it most definitely has, but I still want to hold on to hope just a little bit. So let's see if looking into what Ubisoft plans to do helps that hope. Probably not, though. Anyways, getting off of that, Assassin's Creed Red is set to come out this year, and at the moment, Infinity will drop with the game. And while I haven't heard all that much about Infinity for a good hot minute, it seems pretty cut and dry, basically being a hub for all Assassin's Creed content. With recaps for older titles and data entries about the lore of all the games, like a one-stop shop for all the shit. Looking like the Animus, kind of in its form is what I would assume it would look like in the menus. But the only question I really have is, will we have to launch every game like that, like through Infinity? Sounds a lot like what Call of Duty is doing. Taking up as much space as possible on consoles and PC, so you'll only play their games, which, well, if that's the case, I see what they're going for, but in turn, it's probably just going to piss people off that you have to have 280 gigabyte on your Xbox just because you want to play AC2. Or maybe it won't be like that. In theory, it sounds cool on paper, but in execution, it might suck. So, will we be able to access all things Assassin's Creed on this, from the original titles to now with Mirage and Red? I think there's also going to be a return to multiplayer with Invictus, something I actually just learned about, and while that could be interesting, I'll wait to see what comes of that, which is supposed to release next year. Will it do that classic-ish with the PvP style, or is it going to be an open-world game, or why not do both, or maybe even have an underlying story, but you just can play with your friends? Who knows, but no news on that yet. Could be interesting, though. So how about other main titles other than Red that we're getting this year in 2024? We're going to get Hexy soon-ish, as well, maybe around 2025, probably 2026, with Invictus being a thing that I didn't even know was coming so soon, and Hexy is going to be that seems like it'd almost be like a full-fledged game release to them, and so they might push Hexy back to 2026, and Hexy is going to be a little different, a little bit of a different game than we usually get in the series, at least as of lately. With Darby McDevitt as the lead writer, there's definitely some potentials in terms of at least story, and while we don't know a whole lot about this game, a lot of the rumors is that it's going to be a more linear kind of approach as opposed to the monstrous open worlds that we've been getting lately, a little bit more focused. Rumors saying it's kind of like an Uncharted-like experience with more cinematic set pieces and things like that, which sounds pretty cool, to be honest, taking place in the 17th century in either Austria or Germany during the witch trials. I mean, it's in the title. Hexy means witch in German, which, when it comes to stuff like that, it's dark, it's gritty, which would be dope to see. Maybe even adding some horror elements to it as well, which I'm all for, so let's hope Ubisoft Montreal gives us a win with this. The last game that we got that they worked on was Valhalla, and if you watch my other videos, not a huge fan of that title. It's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. But I'm a little excited to see where this game goes and what it does. I'm probably more stoked for this than Assassin's Creed Red, if I'm being honest. I just see a lot of potential, especially if the rumors are true, but time will tell. Now, moving on to kind of the last little bit of Assassin's Creed news is the Black Flag remake. It just started development not even a year ago or so. So, of course, it's expected in probably 2027 at the earliest, which y'all know how I feel about that. Assassin's Creed 1 should get the remake, but at least they're taking their time with it because it is one of my favorites and it's a fan favorite, so you better not do this game dirty. So hopefully they don't change it so drastically that it doesn't have the same charm that the original game has. We don't have much on that other than it's coming, and they probably could have waited to tell us on this. Now the wait is pretty long, and while I don't think Black Flag needs a remake, I will still definitely give it a try when it drops. So we'll keep up with that, whatever news comes out, and we'll just try to keep up with it. There is some other projects that were announced, like Nexus, which is the VR Assassin's Creed, and Jade, but I don't really know shit about them. To be honest, never really sparked my interest, and to my knowledge, there isn't much news on it anyway. So that's a thing, but yeah, they gave us a whole boatload of shit. That's all I really know about the plans and the future of Assassin's Creed. It's a little bloated if you ask me. Ubisoft kind of just wanted to show their hand, maybe because with all the controversy, they wanted to be like, but look at all the shit we got coming to you guys. And while I'm a little excited for Hexy, I'm afraid that the series is really on its last leg. I mean, it has been for years now, in a way. I hope it does stay around. I do love these games. I mean, not all of them. I thought Mirage was okay, I guess, and it's for sure past its prime, but I'm a hopeful person, even though I probably shouldn't be. Anyways, what do you guys think? Are you excited for Assassin's Creed Red or Hexy? Do you think it should be an AC1 remake as opposed to a Black Flag remake? And have you tried Assassin's Creed Nexus? Let me know in the comments below, but that's all I got for you today. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe to see more stuff that I've done, especially AC stuff. But anyways, thanks for coming, and thanks for watching.